friends, welcome back to the Chew&Chat, and today we're having brunch. I got up early, I just took a shower, and I've cooked brunch. I've got a ribeye, and I've got 2 eggs, 2 pieces of toast, and ignore these. Those are potatoes. Let me tell you, I don't know if anybody else has this problem with your pepper shakers. Ones that come from the store where they come from, where they're hard to close back up. Well, you got that one side, it's got all the little holes in it, then you got that one big one. Well, that one big one I didn't know wasn't closed when I was trying to use the little holes, and all this pepper went into my potatoes. Tastes fine. Got my espresso, got my tea. And my son put my toaster. I usually leave it on 2 or 3, had it on 6, and yeah. So everything's a little. It may be good. I'm gonna eat it. Let's try this ribeye. So, how's everybody's week? How did it turn out? Really good. Get rid of that juice in there. I just love potatoes and eggs together. Does anyone else love potatoes and eggs together? I don't think I've had this meal since my mother died. When my kids were little, every Sunday or Saturday on the weekends I'd make brunch. I was going to make coffee. I didn't want to make a big pot. It's hard to make just like 1 cup. I've been thinking about getting another Keurig. I've had like 3 of them. They don't last very long. And they've gone up, my goodness. The prices they have gone up. It's ridiculous. I think I might have to cut that in half. I don't have a big old mouth. That's so good. I thought the potatoes were going to be ruined. They're not ruined. trying to think what I was going to talk about. I had an idea a while ago. I said, oh, we'll talk about that. I'll remember. I gotta start writing stuff down. Well, I'll tell you about my first car. Since this is, I don't know what date this is. It's coming up to my kid's father. My common law husband, whatever you want to call him. His death date. I'll tell this story. About my very first car. I don't know what I was going to talk about. This deals with it. Well, I always wanted to go to New York City and be a fashion photographer. My mother said, well, you're going to have to go to photography school in Dallas at the, I think it's a fashion institute or something. I don't know what it's called now. It's been so long ago. She goes, I'm going to get you a car. So we come to Brian, and she buys me a brand new 1987 black Pontiac Fiero. Beautiful car. Well, I had just met the kid's father. I guess probably a month before that. Yeah, plans changed. And so, we just used to go riding around all the time, and my friend Lisa, my friend Susan. I don't know if y'all ever seen Pontiac, you can look it up. Pontiac Fiero. They're only 2-seaters. It's a little bitty sports car. Loved it. Engine was in the back. And man, we put. I had it 3 months. I think I put. It was like 50-something thousand, 60,000 miles on it. It was a lot of miles. Then one June afternoon, it started raining, and me, Robert, and Lisa, we were going to go to Waco that evening. And we were a little early to pick him up, and Lisa goes right out to the auction barn in Calvert on Highway 6. And as soon as we got out there, it started raining. We turned around to go back into town, and I wanted to turn to the first street on the left. Lisa goes, no. She grabs my steering wheel. She goes, no, go to the next one. Then we get into the stop in the road to turn. And I'm waiting, and then she tells me, go. This little black Suzuki. Didn't have no lights on. It was raining, it had gotten dark. I started turning, and Lisa goes, there's a car, and went boom. We had stopped. I don't know, he had no lights on. It was pouring rain and dark. He had his top down. When he hit us, his dog fell out. I don't know if they injured his dog or not. I just remember after being in the hospital, whatever. I didn't get injured. Lisa got injured. Lisa broke her hip and pelvis because it hit on her side of the car door. They said if I would have been a passenger, it would have killed me instantly. But since she was so much smaller, it pushed her over. So it just broke her hip and her pelvis. And I got out and I'm just glass everywhere. And some army guys from Fort Hood stopped, and Lisa was like 15 or 16 years old at the time. Told Lisa, guess she won't be having sex for a while. What kind of comment is that? Telling a teenage girl that just got injured, I guess she won't be having sex for a while. When she was a virgin anyway. So I'm gonna want a comment. So the ambulance takes us to Hearn, to the hospital, and they had a hospital in Hearn. And the police wanted to notify my mother, and my mother didn't like answering the phones or anything, so it was like you had to call 3 times, hang up, call 3 times, ring 3 times, hang up, and then she'll answer it. I tell them that. Well, they got a hold of my aunt and uncle in Calvert, and they came up to the hospital in Hearn, and they sent word to the Bryan Police Department to go to my house, and she wouldn't answer the door for the policeman. They're about to break the door down, and she finally answered the door, and they told her I had been in a major car wreck, but I was okay, but my friend Lisa had been hurt, and she didn't care. They said okay. She said okay. They said she had no motion, nothing, and that's always bothered me. Could have been killed, and she had no motion. And I think that emotion went away after my brother died, because other people died. She never cried for him. There was no motion. And so I think my aunt and uncle brought me to Bryan, took me home, and I took the other car we had up to the hospital and spent the night up there with Lisa. And then next morning I came home, took a shower. I should have took a shower before I went to the hospital. I had glass and stuff all on my bra and my underwear. I don't know how in the world that glass gets everywhere. And so that next morning, my kid's father came up and got me and took me back to Calvert, and we went to the car, cleaned it out, took pictures of it. I think I gave him the pictures because I didn't want to be reminded of it. Because I think it was like a few years later we were looking at those pictures, and I told him, I said, here, we'll take those lessons because I don't want to be reminded. So I guess it was a few weeks later we had to meet with the insurance investigators or something. Whatever, tell your story or whatever. How'd you get that many miles on there? We've never seen anybody in that short time get that many miles. We didn't. We just roll around Calvert because there's nothing else to do. Listening to some good music. I'm telling you what, they had some good music in the 80s. We'd go out town. We'd go to Waco. And we'd go to Houston. And went to San Antonio and Austin. And a bunch of places. This is delicious. It wasn't probably 20 years later when I found out that Lisa got money out of the settlement. Whatever. I didn't get nothing. I just paid the car off. We didn't get nothing. I know Susan was saying that we had just passed by her house. And she was talking to her friend. He goes, there goes your friends Lisa and Joni. And she said she ran out and couldn't catch us. She wanted to go riding with us. And then it came back a few months later, saying, probably 95 minutes later, that we just got hit. That's why I got mad at everybody nowadays. Turn your lights on. If it's just a little bit raining, it's a little bit dark, you can still see, turn your lights on. A lot of times you'll get these cars, and I swear, it's between dark and daylight still, a little bit. Was it dusk or whatever, dusk and dark night? If you got a dark car, the pavement's black. It matches straight in. So, turn your lights on. I think he was a Texas A&M student. I don't understand why he didn't pull over to put his top up when it was just started raining. It was pouring. Before he started to get out on the highway leaving town. I don't know. I think they said he was speeding too. I don't know. I just know he wasn't there. And then we started turning And that's when Lisa said there's a car there, and I didn't see a car until he didn't hit us and stopped. It's so good. I ran out of egg. And sometimes you just want a good egg. It always bothered me from them. And the police said my mother had no emotion. She didn't care if I was dead, if I was alive. It always bothered me that she never had emotion. Like when my great aunt died, we were there at her bedside. And I told them, I said, I think she's died. And they're like, oh no. And when they came and hospice came and pronounced her dead, my aunt and my mother, I was sitting there bawling my eyes out. I was like, why are y'all crying? Your aunt just died. Oh, we'll do it behind our closed doors at home. Well, that's not healthy. I think after my brother died, it hurt. It hit my mother so hard. I imagine it does. Train running over your son and had to pick him up in a trash bag. Then she found parts of his bone, his foot, and his tennis shoe. Years later, it was just the bone. She kept his clothes and stuff, and she bought the cedar chest to put his stuff in. You could still smell that diesel train engine smell just seeping through there. It was horrible growing up like that, because every time you'd go where it was at, in her bedroom or wherever, you could just smell that smell of diesel from that train. No one's ever asked, Joni, how are you doing? No one ever asked me. I'm the one who's had to be strong and take care of everybody. I've had to take care of my mother and everybody since I was 7 years old. But when something happens, tragic or whatever, no one asks a little child, how are you doing? Or talk to them about it. You know, they just tell you this and you don't know exactly what's going on, really. I'm got a lot of pepper on it. It's not spicy. I need to drink some tea so I can burp. I hadn't burped for y'all yet. I can feel it coming up. Good one. I may have to bring my Dr. Pepper in here next time. I don't know if tea's gonna do it for y'all. That toast, I'm gonna give it to my doggies. I just brought it in case I needed it. I knew I was going to eat one. I was like, well, I'm going to make 2. I'm going to get full. Let me think. And the next sports car I got was an Eclipse. What is that kind? Something Eclipse. Whatever it was. Sometimes my mind just goes. I didn't have that one very long. Only had it maybe, I'm gonna say 2 years. Backseat was mostly, Ashton was in elementary school. And Christopher and his friend Matthew, they were, I'm gonna say high school. And I might have to go pick up Matthew in the car. His head was right in the back window. I guess I could have put Christopher in the back seat and Matthew in the front. I don't know, but his mother didn't like it. And so it was her idea, if Matthew was going to ride with us, I'm going to have to trade the car in to get something bigger. So I got a, traded in, I got a Suzuki, I don't know what it was. Didn't have it very long. I don't think I even had it a year. We traded in and that's when we first started getting our Dodge Caravans and stuff. Remember they are? Dodge Caravan? I think it was Dodge Caravan. I don't know. I used to know my cars, and I used to remember what my car years were. I had to pull out my insurance, but I cannot remember what they were. I can remember a long time ago what we had. You ask me now, what's the year of my car? I can't tell you. I'm half and half just thinking about maybe trading in my car. I'm so upset. I'm so mad. I Ashton gave that my van to that girl. Signed it over her. My dogs need to go to the vet. I can't take them to the vet because my car is so small. They can't fit in it. I offered her my car. And to use. I said I'll do the title over to Ashton's name. Didn't want it in her name in case they broke up. I said, oh, Ashton's got a good head on his shoulders. What I thought at the time. And she's like, oh no, I'd like to have the van. I think she started putting all this in motion. Well, she tells me then, before then, for a couple months before, they were having problems. She was thinking about breaking up with him. If you were going to break up with him, why'd you go over and say, well, you want this car and everything? We go over to the tax office. We sign it over and everything to Ashton's name. I was like, if you were going to break up with him, why did you give your brother your car and you take my van when you knew you were going to break up with him? Don't make no sense. I think she started playing. I think she just started doing this. I'm going to do potatoes here. I'm going to finish this. And then she kept on saying, what am I supposed to do without a car? I was like, you broke up with him. That's your problem. It's not my problem. Van's an Ashton's name, not your name. It's your problem. You need to go get your car back from your brother. Go get you one. It's a bicycle, whatever. A moped, I don't care. You can walk, use your feet, go buy you some shoes. It's not our problem. You broke up with my son. You know, you don't want anything else to do with us or whatever. It's your problem. It's not my problem. And, so Ashton, a couple weeks ago, I asked him, I said, Ashton, why in the world? I said, when she tells me when y'all broke up and when she started thinking about breaking up, and I looked to see when y'all went and signed, you signed that, title over, and when she went and got the license plates, I said, these dates and everything don't make sense. I said, why did you sign that car over to her title when y'all had already broken up? She kept on hounding me. She kept on telling me, what am I supposed to do for the car? What am I supposed to do with the car? What am I supposed to do if a baby needs to go to the hospital or when I need to go to work and stuff? That's her problem. You know, he should just walked out. He should have left. He should have come back. If she's going to keep hounding him like that. And, he goes, I just got tired of her nagging. So I just went and got the title at the safety deposit box at the bank and signed it over to her. How much nagging can a girl do for $60,000? I just don't want you to know. So last night I was so depressed. And I was like, well, I don't know. Dogs need to go to the vet. I don't have no way to take them. I don't know. I might go look at them sometime. I don't know. My sons don't want me to get another Chrysler. I like Chryslers. I've been a loyal Chrysler, let me see, since 2007. I've been a loyal Chrysler, Dodge and Chrysler person. My son's like, well, why don't you get something else? It's like, well, you know what? Y'all can get something else. What's the difference? One son's got a Jeep, the other one's got a Dodge Ram. They're all Dodge Chrysler products. Why y'all telling me to buy something else when y'all sit there and that's what y'all got? Don't make no sense. Alright, well, I hope y'all like my story time. Ooh, now I'm full. That was delicious. I hope y'all liked my brunch today. That was delicious. Now I need to get up and do some stuff around the house and clean, and hopefully my hair didn't look too bad because I just washed it. So, alright, y'all know what to do, and thank you for all the new subscribers and returning subscribers, and I love each and every one of y'all. I really, really do. I appreciate every one of y'all too. And make sure to subscribe, like, comment, share, click that bell notification, make sure it's black, and I will see y'all in the next video. Bye-bye.